What if I told you that one of the richest men alive, a man worth more than $100 billion, started his journey selling chewing gum and Coca-Cola bottles door to door? And what if I told you that the real secret behind his success is something anyone can learn, but almost no one is willing to practice? Because today, you're about to discover the mind, the habits, and the unbelievable patience that transformed a quiet boy from Omaha into the greatest investor in history. But here's the twist. Warren Buffett didn't become rich because he was smart. He became rich because of something far more powerful. And you'll understand exactly what it is by the end of this video. Stay until the end, because you're about to hear the same lesson Buffett swears is worth more than $1 million. Before the billions, before Berkshire Hathaway, before the world called him the Oracle of Omaha, there was just a boy who hated wasting time, a boy who looked at the world differently, a boy who realized something shocking at age 7. If I don't learn how money works, I'll work for the rest of my life. Buffett wasn't born into wealth, no luxury, no trust fund, just a father who worked hard and a mother who sometimes skipped meals so the kids could eat. But Warren had something rare, curiosity mixed with obsession. He wanted to understand why some people struggled forever while others built empires. And so he started small, very small. He bought a 6-pack of Coca-Cola for 25 cents and sold each bottle for 5 cents, a tiny profit. But it changed everything, because that day, Warren Buffett learned a rule that would define his entire future. Money grows when it moves, not when it sits. He was hooked, but success didn't come smoothly. In fact, Buffett's early journey was filled with frustration. By age 11, he had saved $114, a small fortune to him, and he invested it in the stock market. But the market crashed. His money shrank. Fear kicked in. He panicked and sold early. Days later, the stock shot up again. He felt sick, not because he lost money, but because he realized he lost to his own emotions. That moment haunted him. It became the first major lesson of his life. To get rich, you must learn to control yourself before you try to control money. Most adults never learn that, but Warren learned it at 11. While his friends played outside, Buffett devoured books. Not storybooks, not novels, but titles like 1,000 Ways to Make 1,000, The Intelligent Investor Security Analysis books. Most adults couldn't finish, but he didn't just read them. He dissected them. He studied businesses. He analyzed numbers. He watched markets like a scientist watches the sky. And slowly, something incredible happened. Buffett realized that wealth wasn't about luck or timing. It was about patience, logic, discipline, and avoiding stupid mistakes. He discovered a truth that almost everyone ignores. You don't need to be a genius to get rich. You just need to stay rational when others are emotional. That single rule would later make him billions. Every hero has a guide, and for Buffett, that guide was Benjamin Graham, the man who invented value investing, the man who taught Buffett the most important rule of his entire career. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. Those words became his religion. Buffett begged to work for him, wrote letters, called repeatedly, got rejected. But he didn't stop, because deep inside he knew, if you want something badly enough, persistence will beat rejection. Eventually, Graham gave in. He hired him, and that job became the foundation of the Buffett we know today. Most people trade stocks like lottery tickets. Buffett treated them like real businesses. He didn't care about charts. He didn't chase trends. He didn't panic when the market fell. Instead, he asked one question. If this company disappeared tomorrow, would the world feel it? If the answer was yes, Buffett bought it and held it and held it and held it, sometimes for decades. Because he discovered something most people never realize. Time is the friend of the patient and the enemy of the impatient. This mindset created fortunes. Then came the company that would make history, Berkshire Hathaway. It wasn't a tech company, not a hot stock, not a revolutionary idea. It was a failing textile mill. Everyone thought he was crazy. Buffett didn't care. He saw something others didn't, a company he could transform into an investment machine. Bit by bit, he turned a dying business into one of the most powerful holding companies on earth. Under his leadership, Berkshire bought Coca-Cola, Apple, American Express, G-Co, Duracell, and dozens more. Slowly, quietly, patiently. Warren Buffett built a financial empire worth over $100 billion. Not with speed, not with luck, but with time. Most people think Buffett became rich because he's a genius. Wrong. Here's the real secret. He started early, he stayed consistent, and he never stopped learning. That's it. No magic, no shortcuts, no secret sauce, just discipline. Because here's the truth you won't hear anywhere else. If Warren Buffett started investing at 30 instead of 10, he wouldn't be a billionaire. He'd be just another successful man. His superpower wasn't intelligence, it was time. And time is a superpower you already have. Buffett's story teaches lessons far beyond investing. Lesson 1, your habits control your future. You are the result of the habits you build. Lesson 2, avoid stupidity before chasing brilliance. It's easier to stay out of trouble than to get out of trouble. Lesson 3, your emotions are your biggest expense. The market punishes the impatient. Lesson 4, read constantly. Buffett reads 500 plus pages a day because knowledge compounds like money. Lesson 5, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world, and most people quit before they see results. Now imagine something for a moment. Imagine you adopted even one of Warren Buffett's habits. Imagine you saved a bit more, invested a bit smarter, read a bit deeper, waited a bit longer. Where would you be in 10 years? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not lacking talent, you're lacking time. Because you keep waiting for the perfect moment. Buffett didn't wait. He started where he was, with what he had, and he built from there, and so can you. In a rare interview, Buffett was asked, "What's the greatest advice you can give someone who wants to be wealthy?" He smiled and said a single sentence: "The biggest investment you can make is in yourself. Not in stocks, not in crypto, not in real estate, in yourself. Because when you improve, everything you touch improves." So let me ask you, if Warren Buffett started with almost nothing, no privilege, no luck, no shortcuts, what's stopping you? How would your life look if you applied his patience, discipline, and obsession for learning? Tell me in the comments, which lesson from Buffett hits you the hardest and why? And if you want more stories that reveal the mindset of the world's greatest billionaires, make sure to watch the next video on the screen. Your wealth journey starts now, and remember, you're one habit away from a completely different